Ministries.
Welcome, welcome everyone. So glad that you are here with us. We are live in sunny South Florida. I am your host, Dr. Traci Lynn, and welcome to Traci Lynn Ministries. Thank all of you for coming. I know. So you already know out there watching what you're in for. They are excited. I'm here at our convention, and I have a special treat for you. I tell you what, people always say, oh, this is an overnight sensation, or something is an overnight success. Well, I'm a living 20-year overnight success because it doesn't happen overnight. And I have the privilege, and what a pleasure, to bring a dynamic voice. If you have not heard of him, if you have not been on somebody's YouTube, well, let me be the first to tell you. This is Eric Thomas, E.T., better known as the hip-hop preacher. Now, I know you can't see that, but I hope you can feel that. And he is getting all of that love because they experienced him yesterday. So I want a chance for all of our viewers out there to have a chance to just get a small glimpse and an experience to what we had yesterday. And before I let you talk, it was a point yesterday, because when I let you go, that's it. He said, Dr. Lynn, what are we going to talk about on the broadcast? I said, the Lord will lead. We're going to, the Holy Spirit. And even when you said to me before, when we spoke on the phone, I just wanted to have a conversation. Just wanted you to know I was from Detroit.
That's right.
Have a conversation. And I wanted you to be led by the Spirit of the living God, because the Lord knows exactly what we need. So why should I, and as a professional speaker, there are times I wish the client would say to me, just do what you do. This is who we are. Do it. But we don't get that. They want to tell her, they want to have 25 meetings with us, they want to say, no, we got this. So I wanted you to be free in the Spirit of the living God. And you came through there like a freight train. He was a train. Was he moving? It was a locomotive. And it was one point, I was sitting back in the chair. I had left my refined state. And I had laid back like this in the chair. And he was over there speaking, and I'm looking over here. And Teresa said, are you trying to get Levita? I said, no, I'm passed out. I wasn't trying to get Levita. I was passed out. This man said some things that I had been saying, but not knowing how to line that thing up. So I just talk to the people. You are an author. I want to say that you are an author, and there are some of the stories that you told yesterday that I want you to share. So you are published. I do understand what that means. Yeah. So you are published, but I just want you to just talk to the people.
Well, I just want to say first and foremost, I don't know what the crowd experienced yesterday, but for me, this was phenomenal. I mean, top notch, first class. It felt good. My mother used to say when we were younger, when you're doing what's right, like you'll feel it, you'll know it.
Right.
And to come into a place yesterday, into what the Lord has allowed you to be able to see, it was almost similar to like the Obama experience. When Obama became the president of the United States of America, I passed out too. I really thought that I would wake up the next day and it would be a dream. Like I literally thought, this is not real. You know, and when I walked in, you know, I told you when I first got to the hotel, I saw, you know, our people coming in. I thought it was a big family reunion. You know, but I was just so impressed with the level. And what happens is, you know, you attract what you are. You know, and so for me, when I got on stage yesterday, and that was the first time I've ever really done work on a major platform. I like to come down. And I'm usually not comfortable, you know, I like to be in the crowd. And when I walked out yesterday, I could just feel it. You know, and really you guys elevated my game. Like you made me, I was so comfortable. I wanted to just take my shoes off. You know, and so I just want to say first and foremost, it's phenomenal. I'm grateful. You know, the word says when you are diligent at your work, you will stand before kings and queens and not believe in. So yesterday, when I got up there yesterday, I said, I must have been diligent.
Yes, you were. You were diligent. And
so, you know, I'm a living testimony of what God can do with somebody just surrenders. And, you know, I mentioned it yesterday, being homeless for about 2 years, a high school dropout. You know, the word says God looks at those things as not as though they were. You know, and when I was homeless, a high school dropout, God still saw this in me. And I couldn't even see it in myself.
Absolutely.
And today I'm really walking out when he saw me, like you said, or, you know, people said all the time, you're overnight success. Ooh, just because YouTube just came out. Or because Twitter just came out. I've been doing this since I was 19, 20 years old. And for whatever reason, God has saw fit at this season to elevate me. So I want to tell my people who are watching, just wait. He gonna elevate you. When you give up, or you give in, or you quit before he elevates you, you will never see what God has. I say it, you already going through pain, boo. Get a reward from it. You already going through it. You already struggling. Get a return on your investment. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I hope I can come back.
Oh, absolutely. What did you say yesterday? You're looking for residual. I heard you. That's right. Not just one time. But tell them your story. I know you came from Chicago, then you moved to Detroit, and when you went to the church and with the pastor. Tell that story about you.
Absolutely. You know, my life is so much like, you know, many young people. Mom got pregnant, you know, at a very young age, you know, 17. Grandma had 14 kids. So grandma said, I can't afford to feed another mouth. And so my mother was kicked out and, you know, finished high school, got a job as a photographer. She got that camera and said, we're going to eat. And then she learned how to use the camera. And from there, she moved to Detroit, microfilm, and took those skills. And we just went through a rough time. Mom got married. For whatever reason, I always saw it as, that's your husband. That's not my father. For whatever reason, I just, you know, young, you know, and couldn't make the connection that here's somebody who's taking care of me. But I eventually left home. I started running away from home about 14. At 16, I left for good. I was sleeping in abandoned buildings, you know, eating out of trash cans. I never forget going to Coney Island. It was so cold in Detroit one winter. And I went in and faked it like I was buying something to eat, and I ordered, and I'm, you know, going in my pocket looking for my wallet. I know I ain't had no wallet. You know, and I told the person, just give me a minute, let me sit down and get myself together. I fell asleep for about 3 or 4 hours. You know, and I remember a good friend of mine, you know, it's funny, sometimes when you're going through your go-through is when you're clear. You know, that's when your thoughts are so clear. And I remember, you know, sitting in this restaurant thinking, Eric, this can't be the rest of my life. Like, this can't be how my life is going to end. And of all the people in the world, I thought, who should I call? And I called a good friend of mine who I was in high school training before with, and he loved the Lord. I mean, loved the Lord. So I'm calling Bob. And Bob said to me, Eric, if you want to get your stuff together, just start coming to church with me. I said, no, I don't do church. I didn't grow up in church. I ain't never seen my mama pray. We don't go to church. We don't do that. And he said, just come to church with me. You ain't got to, give your life to Christ and nothing like that. Just come, trick me. But you get to come to church. And sometimes.
That's right.
Lord, and I don't know what happened, but it seemed like the pastor had never been at a church, and it's like he ain't talking to nobody else.
What me?
And this guy is talking to me, and afterwards, I started coming regularly, and I still was like, well, I'm gonna come, but I ain't about to give my life to the Lord. I ain't about to read. I'm not making no commitment. And I kept coming, and I kept coming. And I remember the pastor said to me, young man, have you finished school? And I said, no, sir. He said, you need to get your GED, and you need to go to college. God has anointed you. I didn't even know what anointed meant at that time. He said, God got a calling on your life. And I'm thinking, whatever. You're the pastor. You're supposed to say positive stuff. You've never gone to, heard the pastor really talk about somebody being negative. It's always something positive. And I explained to him, I am so grateful, but you don't understand. My people don't do college. I'm from Detroit. This Ford, this GM, this Chrysler, you can drop out of school and go to the plant and make $20 an hour. Like, this ain't Boston. This ain't Harvard. Like, this is not a college town. And he kept every single week, did you get your GED? And I said, I told you last week that I didn't get my GED. Why you keep asking me? And so he finally put the first lady on me, and she would hug me. You know how they talk, baby? I said, yes, ma'am. Did you get your GED? No, ma'am. And she'd give me a kiss. I love you. Go get your GED. And I'm telling you, months went by, and finally she asked me one time, and I felt like I was letting her down when I said no. And I said, you know what, one of these days I'm going to study and I'm going to take you. And at that time I was dating my wife, she was my girlfriend, and she came to me and said, I just found out I'm going to college. Do you love me? I said, yeah, I love you. She said, no, do you love me? I said, you know I love you. She said, well, when I go to college, if you don't get your GED and come with me, that's it. And I went and got my GED.
Quick. There you go. Quick.
23 years.
Wow. Congratulations. That's right.
I got it right. My mom used to say, you hang out with 9 broke people. You bound to be the 10th, son. She said, either because you got money, they're going to all spend your money, or they don't have the money, they can't teach you how to make no money. And I'm telling you, by getting to church, we're not even talking about church. I'm talking about being in the right environment, with the right people who wanted something for themselves and wanted something for their lives, and just being around that. I wanted something. Ended up going to college with this young lady, and by the grace of God, got my 4-year degree. Went on to Michigan State, got my master's, and I'm in the dissertation process of my PhD. So,
wow. From GED to PhD. That's a book. That's it. And literally a PhD, a philosophy doctorate, literally a PhD, but also prepared, hungry, and driven. That's it. Yes. Prepared, hungry, and driven, and refused to be denied. And so now with your story, I want you to tell everyone else, because there may be some who haven't heard of you before, you're now this brand, this hip-hop preacher. I've seen online, I've read in some magazines that, the likes of even LeBron James was watching you on YouTube, and they have comments, they love you. So what is this brand about? How have you become this $1 million brand now?
Well, you know what? And it all started in church. For me, I was so amazed at Jesus Christ. Like, not a lot of people get caught up, in the miracles or whatever. What I was so amazed at was this guy's the brand. Like, he is exactly who he says he is. Like, the way he treated children, like suffering not the little ones. I mean, he was the brand. He had a prostitute, people stoning her, and they're like, you need to do this and do that. And he's like, where's the accusers? Lady, go, sin no more. And I'm like, wow, this guy is the brand. Like, I read the entire Bible, and I'm thinking to myself,
there might have been like hundreds and hundreds of like miracles or healing, and this guy's like back 1,000. Like, I'm like, this is unbelievable. He's never like, you were healed and it didn't go right.
Right.
Right. Like, he never messed up. Like,
right.
Everything he did, he was who he said he was. But he was so humble. Yeah. He was so tender. Yeah. And I was like, wow, if I'm going to be a Christian, I gotta be the brand. Wow. And when I do corporate work, I said, one of the problems, and this, I'm sorry, but I gotta tell it. I go to a restaurant and I want the double Oreo shake, and the sign says open. And the shake is right, double Oreo, it's right there. And so I walk in and they have closed the machine. It's 9:30. They say, I'm sorry, the machine is down. You can't get the shake. And I'm saying, excuse me. Let me go back outside. Open, double Oreo shake. I'm confused. Right. And so as I do further investigation, is the machine broke? No. Then what happened? Well, we shut it down because we close at 10. And so we should cut the machine so at 10 we can leave. And I said, that's not the brand. Yes. That's not the brand. It's open, it's a shake, I got money, I'm in here, I'm ready for the shake. And unfortunately, for a lot of us, we want the product, we want the prize, but we can't stand the process. And what God showed me was, Eric, you don't even have to be deep if you are who you say you are. You're not going to have to run up behind nobody. You're not going to have to beg for nothing. You're going to be in demand if you can be the brand. And so when I read the word, I was like, wow, Jesus Christ is the ultimate brand. And so all I have to do is when I say something, do what not what she said I was going to do, what he said I was going to do. But if I do exactly what I said I was going to do, then, and so when I say I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I had some kid, he had the audacity. I guess he had just started following me. He was like, oh, E.T., I see you really do get up at 3 o'clock. I was testing you to see if you were going to respond. I said, I'm not getting up at 3 to prove nothing to you. When I told you I got up at 3, it wasn't so I can tell you I got up at 3. I was just telling you what I do, and however you process that, that's your business. So for me, I'm just trying to be the brand. God has given us opportunities. He's given us gifts. And the last time I read, he was so angry. He said, I gave you 2, and what did you do with them? You hit them in the ground. You don't tell me that I'm this mean person and that you're trying to preserve them for me. No, you're not courageous enough to live your dream. But the one that's got 5, I'm going to take your 2 and give it to him. And the one that's got 10 that turned to 20, I'm going to take them and give it. And so God said, Eric, I've gifted you. Walk in it and don't talk the talk. Shut up. Walk the walk and let Kevin Durant, let the LeBron James, let the individuals of the world talk about you. Don't talk about yourself. You walk the walk.
I love it. I love it. Yes. And that has brought you before great men. That has brought you and your authentic self in front of great men. You told a story yesterday. I believe everybody in here can tell you every story you told, including me. And you told a story yesterday about speaking for a bank. And they wanted to tell you how valuable their time was and all of that. And, you know, undercurrent, and you read deep into stories. One of the things I was thinking was maybe, because you come, how you come. Absolutely. Your shirt said yesterday, no alarm clock needed. You don't need that. And you come authentic. And I don't know if they were trying to put you in a suit or trying to I don't know what they were after. But they hired you to be authentic because they knew you could make a difference. How are you so comfortable in that skin? You stand up flat-footed in a t-shirt and some pants. Now, I know you can afford many suits.
Absolutely. I don't know about many, but I can afford it.
I know, I know you can afford it. Now, I know who got that money over there, but I know you can afford it. But yet you are comfortable in your skin, in your pants and your t-shirt, and you come flat-footed and deliver. How are you that comfortable with the real you?
And let me be honest with you. It has a lot to do with God saying to me, I call you for a specific purpose. And for a long time, we lived in a different culture. But the culture we live in now, these young people, they don't have a lot of respect as we had coming up. I don't care what your uncle did or didn't do you, that was your uncle, you were supposed to respect him. If your father wasn't in your life, when you saw him, you were supposed to have respect for him. This is a different generation. And so there was a time when we had to demand that they rise to the level and we set a certain standard. This generation, they, for whatever reason, are not courageous enough to come up to that standard, and many of them go to jail, they're dead, or whatever. And God has specifically said to me, when I showcase you, because that's all this is. This is creator's work. Like, this ain't E.T. You couldn't get E.T. to speak like this if you wanted to. You couldn't pay me to be the person I am. But when the Spirit is in me and God is doing His work through me, God said to me, I need young people who are watching your network, because there are young people who watch your network. I want them to see themselves. I want them to see the baseball cap is not about just Eric Thomas. I want the kids in Detroit to say, wow, what good thing can come out of this? Can any good thing come out of Detroit? That's why I say Detroit. And so when they see sometimes, and I understand when I see the shirt and the tie, I know what it means. Right. But they're so immature, they're so young that they don't get it. And so what God is saying is that when they see you, I need them to see themselves. I want you to tell all your business, I want you to tell every part of your story, because it's not about you. You're going to save someone. So I understand why I do. And so when kids watch me with the Dolphins, when kids watch me with corporate America, they see it on YouTube, they're like, this guy's going in there and he's talking to a pair of blue jeans. And so when they see me, they ask me, Eric, how are you able to do that? And I said, first of all, you got to understand something. You can't do that right now because you haven't paid your dues. This is years of sacrifice, this blood, sweat, tears, this expertise, this is research. One day you'll get to that point, but what I want you to see is you can do it. You can make it happen if you're willing to pay full price. And so God is saying to me, they just need to see themselves. And again, when I read the Word, I watch, Christ, and he had a different mission. And so even his clothes allow people to approach him. His disposition allowed the common man to feel, ooh, I can talk to. So there was a guy upstairs who came and got my books and was like, you the guy with the video. I said, absolutely. My boy follows you. I said, call your boy, let me talk to your boy. Because God is saying, I need them to understand that not only can you do it, but through me, whoever they allow me to get my spirit in them, they will be able to do whatever it is that I call them to do. So you are my ambassador. So this is just what God is asking me to do. And I'll be honest with you, there have been times, I never forget, I went to one school and there was I'll just say a cousin. And she said, you walking in my school, you can't wear that hat. I said, man, let me explain something to you. They don't relate to you because you don't want to relate to them. Trust me with the hat. Just let me wear the hat. And you're going to see something you've never seen before. And she had students, after I left, doing things that they had never done before because they felt like I could relate to this guy. So it's my David told Saul, I can't wear your armor. This is my armor. This is my armor.
I love it. I love it. Now, tell us about how did the door even open for you? Because I've seen clips of you on the NFL. I've seen clips of you even on the broadcast. I'm going to play you a clip so that all of our viewers can really see you in all the different facets. I believe you were even in London.
Yes.
I saw you in the Red Phone. That's why I knew you were in England. So here you are across the pond doing that. Yes. You're everywhere, and they are responding, crossing cultural barriers, and people are responding. So how did you get through that, even that NFL, NBA? You got through that door, and then international.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Because so many people ask me, they don't want to know what you want to know. This form, this is a different form.
It is.
By forgiving my father for not being my life. Listen to me. This sounds crazy. So a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying. This boy lost his mind. She said, how did you get in the NFL?
Right.
Yeah. And I got in the NFL because God said I gave you this gift since you was a child. But you never learn how to use it because you're not allowing me fully to be in you. And I can't be fully in you when you're blatantly as a Christian who's talking the talk. You talking all this love talk. You talking all this, you filled with the Holy Ghost talk, and you hate my man. Like you despise this guy. You know he wants to be in your life, and you're trying to literally hold him hostage. You know that he wants to talk to you, he wants to reach out to you, that he wants to love you. And the only thing you got on him is, I'm not going to let you do what you want to do. So no, don't call me, no, don't say nothing to me, and stop playing. When I come to my grandma's house, don't be over there, I don't want to see you. And God said, son, you will never grow. Wow. All your blessings are past forgiving your father. Once you forgive your father, I'm about to blow your ministry up. But I can't blow you up right now because I can't let people think that I can blow you up and you have blatant sins that you have not been forgiven for. I can't co-sign that, son. I can't co-sign that. But as soon as you call me to let that stuff go, I'm about to open up the windows of heaven and pour you out blessings that there's not room enough to receive. I know you told me to tell the truth, so I gotta tell the truth. And I'm telling you, I will never forget the day I called him. And I'm gonna say this to you. It was like I went to somebody's funeral. I felt like I was going to a funeral. I was crying like I was happy. And God said, you are at a funeral, son. You just died. You just died, son. That old man is gone. And I'm telling you, I started speaking with a freeness. I could feel the anointing on me in ways that it had never been on me. Now this is number 2, and a lot of y'all don't want to hear this because a lot of you do what you do to get paid.
Number 2, you're going to have to hold it.
Uh-oh, come on.
We are out of time. I want number 2. I know you want to hear number 2. I know you do. I'm going to make sure, but I want the viewers to also get number 2. Because we got to be ready for number 2, because if we don't close, it closes on us. So we're gonna hold this. He's coming back for the next week's episode. So you will join me again next week on the broadcast. He will be here. We're gonna talk even more. We're gonna get number 2. We're gonna talk about his book. You gotta get the book. We're gonna talk about how you can reach him. His information, of course, has been on the screen the whole time. We're gonna play his clip because I want you to meet and know Eric Thomas, the hip-hop preacher. Stay tuned. We have some announcements, and we will absolutely see you next week. Stay tuned.
Thank you for your financial contributions. All donations given this month will receive a thank you gift. To order Traci Lynn products or follow Traci Lynn Ministries, please visit TraciLynnMinistries.com or contact 877-TRACILYN.
Dream big, financial freedom, lifestyle change, additional income, be your own boss. If this is the life you've dreamed of, Traci Lynn Fashion Jewelry is the business for you.
This business is simple. If you can wear the jewelry, you can sell the jewelry.
I've earned a $10,000 bonus check.
I'm able to earn $600 to $800 per show and more.
Visit TraciLynnJewelry.com and remember,
behind every great woman are more great women.